Okay, we went to the Costa Maya port when we were on our Harmony of the Seas cruise, and what did we think of it? This was our second time at Costa Maya, but our first time, no formal excursion, just exploring the port. We're going to talk about that today. So the Costa Maya port was recently renovated in the past year or two. It has a beautiful port. Now, take note, we actually had a cruise there a few years ago and it was canceled due to wind. This is a port that gets canceled because it gets very windy there and it's got kind of a narrow bridge, so keep that in mind. But on this beautiful day, we were able to walk the bridge. It is a lengthy walk. It's probably not quite a half a mile. It's probably somewhere between a quarter to a half a mile, but it felt very long. It was very busy. There were 4 ships there the day that we were there. And so once we got through the port, it was just kind of slow moving, I would say, as we got there. Now, once we got to the port, it was actually quite lovely because some people were going to excursions, some people were staying on the port. They have a very long, beautiful pool that is free, that you can actually use, and it was lovely. Actually, many people were doing it, but it didn't feel overcrowded. There was a rocky kind of beach that I believe people were snorkeling beyond. I'm not sure where that was, but I understood people were kind of finding their own snorkeling area. There were plenty of chairs. They were free. So if you just want to kind of have a day to do that at the pool, off of your ship, for your kids to run around, there was plenty of free chairs as well. They had a Mayan spa that even with the 4 ships and as busy as it was, they had immediate openings. So the price point was around $90 US. But it was busy, but again, space were available, and they were asking you if you wanted to use it, and just say no thank you, and they were very kind. So don't be shy if that's something you want to do, but do know that people may be able to see you. You'll be able to see that when you get there, that if that's uncomfortable for you, just take note of that. There were restaurants and bars, and honestly, it was kind of a little bit windy, so it kind of got a little confusing, but if you just want to wander the port, it really doesn't matter. We did stop at a place and have some chips and salsa. And that was really good. It was fine. We would say it was okay, I guess. They had kind of cultural, I'll call it, activities happening where they had people kind of on this swing that went around. They had dancers playing music. And that, again, I think they take at-will donations, but otherwise free entertainment to enjoy that if your kids like that. But one of our favorite parts of this that was such a pleasant surprise was the bird sanctuary, or the aviary, if that's how you pronounce it, over the bridges. Jackson and I did this, and we gave it both a 10 out of 10. Actually, we would do it again. We enjoyed it so much. Adults were $14, children 12 and under 12 were $12, but you got to spend as much time as you wanted. And what it was, and you'll see it when you're on there, it's 8, I guess I'll call it ladder bridges. So if you're afraid of heights or that makes you uncomfortable, this would not be for you. But honestly, it was so fun. We walked, they had 8 ladder bridges. They had 8 habitats, bird habitats. A couple of the bird habitats were empty. So take note that, and I don't know the reasoning. There wasn't necessarily reasoning for that. But the other 6 habitats had live, colorful birds like parrots and all sorts of birds, tropical birds, that were really kind of neat. We even caught one that was feeding and really was quite lovely. When you walk on the bridge, then there's 2 doors. So you would make sure the birds don't escape if you will out of their habitat. You make sure one door is closed. You go inside the middle and then you do the second door, just similar to what you would do at a zoo. But Jackson and I truly, really enjoyed this. And you get to take as much time as you want. And as busy as it was, there was no waiting. There was no lines. It was, again, lovely. And then there were 2 scenic points, which was honestly one of our highlights, points in these ladder bridges as you walked them. And one was you literally overlooked the water, and so you had beautiful views of the ocean and of your cruise ships if you want that. But we got to watch the dolphin interaction. So we did not do the dolphin interaction excursions, but we were able to stand there for a very long time, again, as much as you wanted. And we got to watch the dolphins interacting with people on the excursions. So they were maybe pushing the people on their boards, or they were swimming with them, and they were jumping, and they were, doing all the fun dolphin things. And Jackson and I really enjoyed that. We stood there for quite a long time and just watched that up close and personal, if you will, from up above. and just really thought that was fun. So your kids might really enjoy that as well. Then again, of course they have your shops, and my husband's doing some shopping, and you can walk around that as well. And so we did kind of walk around that. We decided to try some. They had homemade, fresh, made to order crepes and homemade, fresh, made to order churros. We decided to try the churros, and honestly, they weren't that good. We gave them a 5 out of 10, but we wanted to try them. They were warm, they were fresh, and just to try those as well. So again, I honestly felt like there was plenty to do. So if you want a free or inexpensive to get off the ship and just wander around, plenty to do around there. But we do, if you were gonna invest some dollars at the port, we do recommend the bird sanctuary. And so then after that, we got back on the ship and enjoyed the afternoon with a very quiet Harmony of the Seas ship. And if you want to know more about that, I do have that video. And if you found this helpful at all about the port, please give me a like and subscribe. It really does help move my channel forward. And take a look at this next video. Okay, we're at Costa Maya, and we just stayed off the pier, off the port, excuse me, and we did the Aviary walking tour, which you get to walk on bridges and see different birds. Honestly, it was awesome. I didn't have any expectations. It was $14 a person for adults, $12 if you're 12 and under, and you could spend as much time as you want. You walk across these bridges, and you do one door at a time, and you can see different birds. But what's also cool is there's like little ports or little bridges that you can stop, and we got to watch the dolphins. So you can spend as much or as little time as you want. I personally give it a 10 out of 10 for the price, for the walking, for the experience, beat my expectations. I loved it on the port of Costa Maya. Jackson, what would you think?
I think it was a 10 out of 10. It was amazing for the price. And you just got to walk around, you get to look at everything, you got to see dolphin enclosures, a bunch of different bird habitats. It was amazing.
Yeah, so again, we give it a 10 out of 10. We love it. Tell me, have you done it yet? Comment below.